YouTubers. As you can see from my hat, I've been to the Masters. Of course, it wasn't to a tournament round, but it was to the practice round. This past November, I decided, what the heck, for a bucket list, let's just see if I can get a ticket to the Masters. So I went on to the Masters website and went ahead and put my name and everything in, and sure enough, I got a ticket to the Wednesday practice round. Couldn't believe it. I talked to several other people, especially down there at the Masters on Wednesday. Several people have told me they've been waiting for, took them 4 or 5 years before they got a ticket. Well, I only asked for one ticket on Wednesday, and sure enough, it came through. I did put down for 2 tickets on Thursday, Friday, Saturday for the tournament round, and of course I didn't get those, but did get the practice round, which was fine for me. Never been to Augusta. I've always wanted to see Augusta, just to see if the course is as pure as it is, and sure enough, that is a pristine course. It is just beautiful. But anyway, you get there, and they do have parking for you. If they do have free parking. There is people that do park off-site and pay $10 to $20 depending on how close they are to the grounds. I was fortunate I was able to get into the free parking and then walked in. Once you walk into the course, there are no cell phones. You can take cameras on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You can take cameras in. But other than that, you can have no cell phones. They don't want you taking any pictures and emailing them out or sending them out, text messaging them out to anyone. So that is prohibited. You can basically check your cell phone if you don't want to leave it in the car. They do have a check station that they require you to put your cell phones in before you walk through the security gate. So you can take a camera in. They told me I couldn't take the GoPro in, but once I got into the on the grounds, there was a young lady there who did have a GoPro, and I don't know how she got it in. I asked her, I said, "They let you bring in a GoPro?" And she said, "Oh yeah, they did." I said, "Okay, well, for me it wasn't that fortunate, so I left mine in the car. I didn't want to have it taken." So what do you get when you go to the Masters? Well, one thing you get this book. This is the Masters Spectator Guide for this year's tournament 2019, and it gives you who all's in the tournament. It gives you a layout of the course. It tells you the bridges across the little creeks and everything, what they're named for, how they got named. Gives you specifics on the layout of the course, especially the yardage for each hole. So when I got there, I decided, well, I'll go to, there was a couple guys on the first tee. So I said, well, I'll just stand on the rope line and see what we get here. So anyway, on the rope line, standing there, I noticed that it was basically Jason Day, who is now in the top running for the course this year, the championship. And also there was another young man there, Alvaro Ortiz. I'm sorry, Alvaro Ortiz. He is a graduate of University of Arkansas. Playing in the rounds this year. So anyway, you look at the board, you have no idea who's going to be going off on the tees. So you have to look at the boards, and you got pros going off on the front 9, and you got them going off on the back 9. So I saw where Phil Mickelson was on the 10th tee at a certain time. So meandered over to the 13th hole and stood there on the rope line at the fairway and watched him come through, and John Rahm was in his group. And then the next group through was basically Dustin Johnson and Ricky Fowler came walking through. So I then meandered around and just sort of looked at the course. The course, you can't tell it from TV, but walking the course, it is a hilly course. It is up and down. The highest point on the course is, I think, the 18th hole. The lowest point, I believe, is the 12th hole on the course. But it's a beautiful course. It's well laid out. They've had a lot of rain They had over 2 inches of rain in the last 9 days down there, and a little bit more yesterday. But it turns out that the course was well maintained where you walk. Of course, it was mushy, but the grounds crew has come in and done a fantastic job. Yeah, you do get a little mud on your shoes or whatever, but you can tell where they put down the sand and trying to keep that from to soak up some of the moisture and everything. But anyway, they've done a fantastic job with that. So I meandered around, got something to eat. The concessions there are relatively cheap. You get a drink for $1.50. I think pimento cheese sandwich is $1.50. Egg salad sandwich is $1.50. Most of your snacks are around $1, $1.50. Beer is maybe $2. So it's not that expensive for the concessions. The ticket, the practice round tickets go for $75 if you go on the website and you are selected through the computer draw to get a ticket. The tournament rounds run $125. Now, if you were to go online and buy your ticket off of a secondary buyer or secondary website that sells tickets like StubHub, etc., you're going to be looking to pay $500 to $800 for a practice round ticket, and then a tournament rounds can go upwards of $1,700 $1,800 to get a ticket for the tournament rounds. Some people do that. Go online, and some people, what they'll try to do is they'll get 4 tickets to the practice rounds. Once they get their 4 tickets for the practice rounds, they'll sell them, and then what they try to do is parlay that, sell those tickets, and then try to get a ticket to the, sell these tickets for $500. So you get, basically get as much as they can, then parlay that into a tournament ticket. But then walking around, seeing some parts of the other course, got to see some beautiful holes. I mean, they're just well laid out. The greens are really undulating greens. It's amazing how those greens work. But older golfers that came through was Bernhard Langer from Germany. I think it said in the program he is 61 years of age and competing this year. And I think when I looked, he was 1 under par the other day. Got to see Roy McIlroy and from Northern Ireland, Matt Kuchar, who is a big-time golfer also, and got to see the husband of the year, Tiger Woods. He came through on the 9th hole I was standing at. The nice thing about being on the 9th hole, you had golfers that the 9th hole and the 18th hole were back-to-back. So, and when I was there at the 9th hole, there wasn't a large crowd at that time. I was able to walk between the 9th hole and the 18th hole, so I could see golfers coming up on either hole. But it was a rewarding day. I enjoyed it. It was probably one of the best days of the week. It was clear, not a cloud in the sky. It was 83 degrees, and it was just a fantastic day. But for me, I probably won't go back again. I enjoyed it. I enjoy watching golf. But I like to see sports, the whole gamut of sports. I like to see the whole game. Like with basketball, you go to a court, you get to see the whole game. Football, the same thing in the stadium. But with golf, you cannot see the whole thing. You either have to try to keep up with the players as they go through, but then you're into the crowd and you don't get a good view, or you take a seat, have a little stool that you take with you, collapsible stool, and you put it at the seating area behind the hole, and you just sit there and watch all these golfers come through. So anyway, that's my experience on it, and I enjoyed it. It was fantastic. And like I say, if you've tried to get a ticket, you might want to just try to put in 1 ticket. I enjoyed being by myself because that way I didn't have to worry about telling somebody I'd go here or go there. I told them I was able to just go and do what I wanted to do. Didn't have anybody that I had to meet up with at a certain time, and I could just wander the course, and it was a much more enjoyable experience for me than being with someone else. So if you want to experience the course, you might be able to get a ticket if you just put in one. That's what I did. I got lucky the first year and got a draw. Whether that happened again, I don't know. But anyway, I enjoyed it and look forward to seeing you guys around on YouTube. I'll be posting another video later in the week. Probably another video will come out on Saturday. I've got that set up in the queue. So, but anyway, see you guys around. Enjoyed it. And if you want to see more videos, you got the a button above my left shoulder or down in the right hand side. You can subscribe. So appreciate all you subscribers and look forward to seeing you around. Have a good day.